and welcome to Tea and Strumpets, a Regency Romance review. I'm Zoe, and I'm here by myself because we are starting something new, and today is the first episode of that. We are calling these our On-dits, and I'm very sorry I smiled as I said it because I'm so nervous to be saying a French word incorrectly many times, as I'm sure I shall. But these are going to be little mini-sodes that are going to give Kelsey and I the opportunity to share more things with you guys. We have so much we want to talk about, but we simply don't have enough time in our lives right now to edit full episodes and really do that. So this is a way that we can share that still with you and hopefully give you some more awesome recommendations in between our full reviews. So in these On-dits, which I'm going to be so afraid of saying every single time for a while now, you are going to get 3-ish kind of recommendations, thoughts, suggestions of books, podcast adjacent things that we think that are wonderful and we want to share with you. So first, I'm going to talk a little bit about how we named these episodes On-dits. The actual translation from French to English of the word On-dit is one says. And the definition of an On-dit is a piece of gossip, a vague rumor, or a report. And if you've read a Regency or Victorian romance, you have probably seen this on the page. It is spelled O-N, usually dash, D-I-T. So Kelsey and I were like, oh, perfect. Like a piece of gossip, like a little on-dit. We should use that. And then all of a sudden I realized that like many things I've been reading, obviously on-dit was not pronounced on-dit, like I thought it was. So I reached out to our followers on Instagram, and so many of you guys reached back out to help me learn the correct pronunciation. Especially, I want to give thanks to Leonie. I hope that's how I pronounce your name. Now I'm curious if I'm getting the emphasis wrong. So my apologies, Leonie. So she sent me a voice note, which helped me know how to pronounce it properly. So again, thank you. It looks like she has an accent over her E. So I'm going to say Leonie. And I'm so sorry if I've gotten it wrong 2 ways now. Please correct me. I would love to know. And so thank you everyone who reached out. It was actually hilarious because I had 2 people who were French Canadians who phonetically wrote it very differently. And so obviously bear with me as we fall into the way that I am going to probably continue to pronounce it over time. Anyhow, on to the content. This one's going to be a little bit longer than our usual format because I have been rambling about what these are. But let's get into it. So today I want to share with you a couple of things. And the first thing is a book. And this is, I think, my favorite book of 2023 so far. And it was just wonderful. And is it going to surprise anyone that it's a Julianne Long book? I have been enjoying her Palace of Rogues series, but this one is definitely by far and away my favorite. It is number 5 in the Palace of Rogues. It's You Were Made to Be Mine. And it came out, I think, last year, and I just hadn't gotten to it yet. And man, it was just brilliant. Again, I had been reading a lot of other books, and Julianne Long just has such a way with her words and her cadence. And she really just beautifully conveys emotion with such nuance on the page. And of course, the book is interspersed with her signature humor, and I was smiling from ear to ear, and it was just a joy to read. So this was my first full 5-star read of 2023, and I think you all should pick up You Were Made to Be Mine. And if you haven't read the rest of the series, this is one of those series that is fine for that. It takes place in kind of a boarding house, and so each person is potentially introduced in the book beforehand, but maybe not both of them. And this one definitely feels a little bit like it's its own little capsule. So I highly recommend reading this book. I loved it. The second thing I want to talk about is something reading related, which is the Libby app. This is an app that allows you to check out library books on your phone or Kindle or both. And I know that it's 2023 and probably all of you guys have Libby, but I didn't until just recently. And I wish I had, because I literally read, I think it was 12 books in January, because all of a sudden I could just read and get books immediately and not have to pay for them, which I really, I believe the authors deserve their money, but I have a difficult time making purchases. That's my own issue, even about books. And so sometimes that stops me from doing so. And I know everybody is in a different economic position. So if you're in the US, you are able to get the Libby app. And if you don't have a library card, don't fear, because they'll get you one on the app right there. So within 30 seconds, all of a sudden, I was reading a book right then. And it's been wonderful. And I've just devoured a ton of books that way. And I'm just so glad that I have it, because it gives me the opportunity to read even more. So if you are not in the US, I'm sorry about that. But if you are in another country and your country has something similar with your library system, please let me know and I will let our listeners know. You can email us that at romancepod@gmail.com. Finally, though, whatever country you're in, the next thing I want to tell you guys about is something that you cannot get at the library, nor can you get it on Amazon or Nook or any other book buying app, because the only way to get these books is by signing up for the author's email subscription list. And these are In Which Margot Halifax Earns Her Shocking Reputation and In Which Matilda Halifax Learns the Value of Restraint. And these are two novellas by Alexandra Vasti. And I kept seeing these on Goodreads and online that people were saying they were great. Well, the first one, because the second one hadn't come out yet, but I couldn't figure out where to buy them. I kept trying, and it turns out you can only get them through the author's email subscription list. And I loved them both. They are little novellas. They are cute. They are funny. They are steamy. They are extremely well written. And I am very excited for Alexandra Vasti's first full release, which is going to be coming out in 2024. Now, the reason that these are only available through her email list, I don't really know why the first one was that way, but it worked for her. And the second one, she ended up just giving away for free through her email list because she got signed for another series of books through St. Martin's Press, and she had a non-compete. So the way that she could non-compete was to just simply give away the novella for free. Guys, these novellas were really great. I already extolled all of their virtues, but I really loved them. They're about a pair of twins, redheaded twins, and they're just really smart and fun. And I'm excited for a full-length book from her. And that is going to be called Ne'er Duke Well. And that's coming out in 2024. Anyhow, I am going to link to all of the things that I have talked about today in our show notes. And you're going to get a direct link straight to Alexandra Vasti's subscriber list to get those steamy novellas. She calls them steamy road trip novellas. And I will add a link to Libby so you can download it and get reading if you're in the US. And also, of course, I will add a link to Pick Up You Were Made to Be Mine. And I hope you guys enjoy these books in between now and our next episode, which is not far away. We're going to be reading a patron pick next, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys that episode very soon. And until next time, listeners, as always, may all your ever afters end happily.